Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're exploring someone you might not know, but should. Marti Cain.
Okay.
She was a British entertainment powerhouse, and we're going to uncover why she's so much more than just a funny lady.
Interesting.
We've got a fascinating mix of sources you provided.
Okay.
YouTube clips, some bio bits,
Right.
even a podcast episode outline someone was working on.
Wow. So it's like having pieces of a puzzle.
Yeah.
And what's emerging
Yeah.
is a woman of incredible resilience and depth.
I love that.
We're going to see how her life intertwined with social change, the oddities of the entertainment industry,
Right.
and that powerful quality of authenticity
Yeah.
that just draws people in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mystery novel, right? We've got clues scattered everywhere.
I like that.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Born Lynn Denise Shepherd in Sheffield back in 1945.
Right.
Her childhood, as we're seeing in these sources, wasn't easy.
Oh.
Loss, hardship, even some abuse.
Oh, wow.
It makes you wonder how anyone comes out the other side.
It does. It does.
But she did, and I think that's where the stage comes in.
Interesting.
Performing wasn't just a career choice for Marti.
Oh.
It was a necessity.
Oh.
Working clubs while raising 2 kids.
Wow.
It's as if the stage became her armor, you know?
Yeah.
A way to transform pain into something powerful.
Right. Right.
It's almost like she found her voice through performing,
Yeah.
and then that voice resonated with so many others who'd gone through tough times themselves. It makes her success that much more impressive.
Exactly.
And speaking of names,
Yeah.
isn't it amazing that her stage name, Marti Cain, came from a gardening book?
What? Yeah, right.
Apparently even misspelled in the book.
That's amazing. I love that.
Makes you wonder what other hidden gems are in those gardening books, right?
You never know. You never know.
Okay, so picture this.
Great.
Young Lynn working the tough Yorkshire club circuit, honing her act in those smoky, no-frills venues
Oh, wow.
that had to shape her comedic style.
It was a baptism by fire.
Really?
Those working men's clubs were notorious.
Yeah.
Rowdy crowds. No room for error.
Oh, wow.
She had to be sharp,
Yeah.
quick-witted,
Right?
able to connect with an audience
Yeah.
that didn't hand out laughs easily.
Oh, my God.
It's no wonder she developed that incredibly observational, relatable style of comedy.
You can practically hear those punchlines forming in those clubs.
Oh, absolutely.
And then comes 1975,
Yeah.
and she wins New Faces.
Wow.
This talent show was the platform for new acts,
Right.
and she beat out some serious competition, including a young Lenny Henry.
Oh, wow.
What a pivotal moment.
It's the classic overnight success story.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't overnight at all.
Of course not.
All those years of struggle led to this explosion onto the national stage.
Right.
Suddenly, she's got her own TV show, she's hosting, she's a household name.
It makes you wonder, though. Did the sources you shared say anything about how she handled that sudden fame? It's one thing to be working clubs,
Right.
quite another to be beamed into living rooms across the country.
You're picking up on a really insightful point.
Oh, good.
The sources do suggest that success wasn't all sunshine and roses.
I see.
There's a telling anecdote about her backstage at New Faces.
Okay.
She's nervous, asks another comedian for advice,
Right.
and he tells her to just imagine it's a family watching,
Uh-huh.
and then she throws up.
Oh, wow. The pressure must have been immense.
Yeah.
But even in that moment, there's humor.
Yeah.
That ability to find the funny side even when you're terrified. It's such a Marti Cain thing.
Exactly.
And I think that's part of why she resonated so strongly with audiences.
Yeah.
She never lost that authenticity,
Right.
even as her star rose. It's important to remember that she wasn't just a comedian.
Sure.
She was a multi-talented performer,
Okay.
a singer, a dancer. And you mentioned this proposed podcast outline, so I'm guessing maybe she did some acting too.
Absolutely.
Wow.
The range is astonishing.
Okay.
There's mention of her singing a deeply emotional Jimmy Webb song,
Okay.
then hitting the audience with a body joke right after.
Wow.
That kind of versatility is rare.
Yeah.
It's like she refused to be put in a box.
That's what's so intriguing about her.
Yeah.
There are so many layers to uncover.
Right.
It's not just the last, but the person behind the persona.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of layers, let's talk about the challenges she faced.
Okay.
Success doesn't mean an easy life, right?
You're right.
Okay.
The sources highlight a particularly controversial chapter.
Okay.
Her decision to perform in South Africa during apartheid.
Really?
It landed her on a UN blacklist, which is a pretty significant consequence.
Wow, that's a heavy topic.
It is.
What was the context there?
Yeah.
Was she aware of the political implications of performing in South Africa at that time?
It was a complex situation, and the sources offer some insight into her reasoning.
Okay.
It seems she believed that engaging with audiences, even in a place like apartheid-era South Africa, could foster understanding and perhaps even spark change.
Right.
However, it backfired, leading to international criticism and damaging her career.
It's a reminder that even with the best intentions, navigating those social and political landscapes can be incredibly difficult.
It can.
Especially for someone in the public eye.
Right.
It raises questions about the role of entertainers in social movements, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do they have a responsibility to use their platform for activism?
Yeah.
Or should art be separate from politics?
Right.
It's a debate that continues to this day.
It does.
A debate that Marti clearly found herself in the midst of.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of complexity to her story.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's her battle with lymphatic cancer in 1988.
Right.
That had to be a turning point, both personally and professionally.
It's striking how the sources emphasize her strength and humor during this period.
Yeah.
There are quotes from her routines where she addresses her illness and changing body image with this incredible mix of wit and vulnerability.
It's almost like she was saying, yeah, this is happening, it's tough, but we're going to find a way to laugh about it.
Exactly.
She didn't shy away from difficult topics.
No.
But she approached them with an honesty and humor that resonated deeply with audiences.
It did.
It's that authenticity that makes her so relatable.
Absolutely.
She wasn't pretending to be perfect. She was sharing her struggles
and
finding ways to laugh through the pain.
Right.
What an incredible example of resilience.
It really is. And it wasn't just her personal battles she tackled with humor.
Oh, right.
The sources, especially those stand-up clips, show how she took aim at societal norms.
Interesting.
Particularly when it came to women's roles.
You know, you're right. Thinking back to those clips you sent, there's this edge to her humor that I didn't fully appreciate at first.
Oh.
It's not just about making people laugh.
Right.
It's about making them think.
Exactly.
How?
She was a master of social commentary disguised as comedy. She'd expose those double standards.
Right.
Poke fun at those ridiculous expectations placed on women.
Yeah.
All while having the audience in stitches.
There's that bit about society's obsession with thinness.
Oh, yeah.
I remember her dismantling those beauty standards with this hilarious but biting commentary.
It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
Because she's not preaching, she's making you laugh.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you find yourself questioning those norms you've always accepted.
Yeah.
That's powerful stuff.
It's like she was planting these seeds of critical thinking in the minds of her audience,
Right.
all while making them feel like they were just having a good time.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And let's not forget how she tackled topics like motherhood and marriage with this refreshing honesty.
It was like she was giving voice to a whole generation of women who'd been told to smile and keep things tidy, but who were secretly yearning for more.
And by doing so, she was subtly but effectively pushing boundaries.
Yeah, I see that.
She challenged those traditional notions of what a female entertainer should be.
Right.
She wasn't afraid to be bold, to be outspoken, and to use her humor as a tool for social change.
It's fascinating how she managed to weave those deeper messages into her act without sacrificing the entertainment value.
It speaks to her intelligence and her understanding of her audience. She knew how to make people think. Without making them feel like they were being lectured.
Right.
And she did it all with incredible confidence and self-awareness.
Yes. You get the sense that she knew exactly who she was and what she wanted to say.
Oh, yeah.
And she wasn't going to let anyone dim her light. And that unapologetic authenticity is something that resonates even more strongly today, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Wow.
In a world where we're constantly bombarded with messages on how we should look, act, and think.
Yeah.
Marti's example is a breath of fresh air.
I like that.
She encourages us to embrace our individuality, our quirks, and use our voices to speak our truths.
And she never forgot where she came from.
That's so important.
That working class background is woven into her comedy.
Yeah.
Those relatable jokes about family life, money worries, even struggling with housework.
Right.
It's like she was saying, I'm just like you, I get it.
That relatability was key to her appeal.
Totally.
She wasn't putting on airs, she was being Marti.
Yeah.
And people loved her for it.
I remember that joke about her puritanical mother.
Oh, yeah.
Who wouldn't discuss sex.
Okay.
The punchline is about her thinking her father's name was Filthy Beast.
Oh, my gosh.
Haha, it's classic Marti Cain.
Yeah.
Outrageous, but grounded in something real.
It speaks to her ability to find humor in the everyday.
Yeah.
Those shared experiences that connect us all.
Right.
It's no wonder she became such an enduring figure in British entertainment.
It's like she invited everyone into her living room.
Yeah.
For a laugh and some honest conversation.
I love that.
And even though she's been gone for years, that warmth, that genuine connection still shines through.
Her legacy goes beyond the jokes, though.
Right.
There's that steely determination,
Yeah.
that refusal to give up, even when facing incredible hardship.
You know, one of the sources had this quote.
Oh, yeah.
With Marti on your side, you could fight any battle.
Oh, wow.
It's such a powerful testament to her strength and optimism.
It really is.
It's almost like she was this beacon of hope for others facing their own struggles.
And she didn't just inspire from afar.
Oh.
She actively supported other cancer patients.
Okay.
Visiting them in hospitals.
Wow.
Offering words of encouragement.
It shows that fame didn't change who she was at her core.
Exactly.
She remained grounded, compassionate, and dedicated to using her platform to make a difference.
And it reinforces what we've been saying throughout this deep dive.
Yeah.
It's not just about the talent or the fame.
Right.
It's about the person behind it all.
It's about using your voice, your influence,
Yeah.
to uplift others.
You know, we've been talking a lot about the deeper themes in her work.
Yeah.
But let's not forget the pure comedic brilliance of Marti Cain.
Oh, of course not.
That timing, those killer one-liners.
Yeah.
They're a masterclass in comedy.
Absolutely.
Her style was so deeply rooted
Mm-hmm.
in that classic British tradition of observational humor.
Right.
Finding the funny in the everyday, the
Yeah.
mundane, even those slightly awkward moments we all experience.
Do you remember that anecdote from New Faces?
Oh, yeah.
She was known for those glamorous gowns.
Yeah.
And one of the judges, Nina Miskow,
Right.
made a rather snarky comment about her needing the Glasgow suspension bridge for support.
Oh, my God.
And how could we forget Marty's response?
What was it?
Well, if anyone would know about needing support, it's Nina.
Oh, that's perfect.
Pure comedic gold,
Yeah.
that quick wit, that ability to think on her feet and deliver a comeback that had the audience roaring, that's what set her apart.
She wasn't afraid to poke fun at herself either.
Right.
There's that bit about her weight
Yeah.
where she talks about conscious combination.
Uh-huh.
Not some fancy underwear,
Oh, right.
but eating carbs with protein or soup with a fork.
I love her.
That self-deprecating humor, that willingness to laugh at her own imperfections,
Yeah.
made her so relatable.
She wasn't trying to be perfect.
Right.
She was just being herself.
And that's what made her so endearing.
It's like she was giving everyone permission to relax,
Yeah.
to let go of those societal pressures, and just enjoy a good laugh.
And that's a gift, wouldn't you say?
Is,
In a world that can feel so serious and demanding,
yeah,
to have someone like Marti come along
right.
and remind us of the importance of laughter, of finding joy in the simple things. It's invaluable.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
As we get to the end of this deep dive,
Yeah.
this quote from a fellow comedian keeps coming back to me.
Okay.
He said, "The best thing on earth is to meet with a set of people whose spirits have been slightly tarnished, and if you can distract them, make them laugh or cry for something other than what's bothering them, all the better.
Yeah.
They forget what they're doing and it shines their spirits up."
That's Marti Cain in a nutshell.
It wasn't just about being funny. It was about using that humor to connect with people,
Yeah.
to lift their spirits, to remind them of the power of joy and resilience, even in the face of hardship.
Right.
That's a legacy that continues to inspire even decades after her passing.
Absolutely.
So as we reflect on her life and career,
Yeah.
what stands out to you as her most lasting contribution? What's that one thing you hope listeners take away from this exploration?
For me, it's the power of authenticity. In a world that often pressures us to conform, to fit in,
Right.
to present a perfect image, Marti dared to be herself, flaws and all.
Right.
And it was in those flaws, in that raw honesty,
Yeah.
that she found her greatest strength and connected with audiences on such a profound level.
That's beautiful.
Her story reminds us that it's okay to be different, to embrace our quirks, and to never be afraid to let our true selves shine through.
Beautifully said.
Thanks.
And that message couldn't be more relevant today.
Right.
In this age of social media and carefully curated online personas, it's so easy to lose sight of the power of genuine connection and self-acceptance. Marti reminds us that it's in those moments of vulnerability when we let our guard down and embrace who we truly are, that we connect with others and find our own unique power.
Precisely.
And beyond that, I hope listeners are inspired by her resilience, her humor, and that unwavering spirit.
She faced so many challenges. Poverty, abuse, a fiercely competitive industry, and ultimately a devastating illness.
But through it all, she never lost her ability to laugh, to connect with others, and to find joy in the simple things.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always a reason to keep going, to find hope, and to never underestimate the healing power of laughter and human connection.
And for those who may be unfamiliar with her work, I encourage you to dive into her stand-up routines, her music, her television appearances.
Yeah, great idea.
You'll discover a sharp wit, remarkable talent, and a truly authentic voice that continues to resonate today.
Absolutely.
It's a journey worth taking. Not just for the entertainment value, but for the life lessons that Marti so generously shared through her art and her remarkable life.
I agree.
It feels like we've only just scratched the surface of Marti Cain's life and career.
It's true.
There's so much to unpack. So much to learn from her experiences.
It makes you wonder what she would think of the world today.
I know, right?
Would she still find that same connection with audiences?
Yeah.
Would her humor still resonate?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because at her core, she was dealing with universal themes. Love, loss, identity, the struggle to make sense of the world around us. Those things never go out of style.
They don't.
You know, you mentioned earlier that there was this proposed podcast episode outline in the sources you provided. What was the focus of that outline? Was it something specific or more of a general overview of her life?
It seems like it was intended to be a deep dive into her comedic style.
Okay.
Exploring her influences, her techniques, and her impact on British comedy as a whole.
Interesting.
It's a shame it never came to fruition.
Yeah.
As I think that would be a fascinating episode in its own right.
Well, maybe this is a sign for someone out there to pick up that outline and run with it.
I agree.
I know I'd be first in line to listen.
Me too.
But I guess that brings us back to the question.
Okay.
What does all this mean for you, for us today?
I think Marti Cain's story reminds us that it's not about achieving some perfect, polished image of success. It's about embracing the messiness, the imperfections, the challenges that make us human.
I like that.
And it's about finding ways to laugh, to connect, to find joy, even when things are tough.
It's a reminder that our flaws, our vulnerabilities are often where our greatest strengths lie.
It's true.
It's in those moments of authenticity that we truly connect with others and inspire them to embrace their own unique selves.
And I think that's the beauty of Marti Cain's legacy.
Yeah.
She wasn't afraid to show her true self, to share her struggles, and to laugh at the absurdity of it all. And in doing so, she created a space for others to do the same.
She reminds us that it's okay to not have all the answers, to make mistakes, to stumble along the way. What matters is that we keep going, keep laughing, keep connecting, and keep searching for those moments of joy and grace, even in the midst of chaos.
And perhaps, most importantly, she reminds us of the power of kindness.
Oh, absolutely.
Her commitment to helping others. To using her platform to uplift and inspire speaks volumes about her character.
It really does.
It's a call to action for all of us to think about how we can use our own gifts, our own voices, to make a positive impact on the world around us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you'd like to leave our listener with? What's the one nugget of wisdom that you think encapsulates Marti Cain's spirit?
I think it's this.
Okay.
Embrace your authentic self. Find joy in the everyday. And never underestimate the power of laughter to heal, connect, and inspire.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
And for those who may be new to Marti Cain, I encourage you to seek out her work.
It's worth it.
Watch her stand-up routines, listen to her music, explore her television appearances. You'll discover a rare talent, a sharp wit,
for sure,
and a warm, genuine spirit that will stay with you long after the curtain closes.
And who knows? You might even find yourself inspired to dust off that gardening book and see what hidden gems are waiting to be discovered within its pages.
Maybe there's a whole world of undiscovered stage names just waiting to be unearthed.
You never know.
That's a thought to leave our listeners with as we say goodbye for now.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep laughing.
I love it.